Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
In my profession, we have rules and regulations. And many a times they are at odds with what we have to do correct from ethical or moral point of view. How do you come out of this conundrum? If you try to do what is ethically right, you end up violating regulation. And if you follow regulation, you won't get a peaceful sleep at night.
See, for your personal life, always follow ethics. Because that gives you peace, and that's the right thing to do. But when you're in a certain field, in a certain law frame, in a country's law, in a professional law is made or supposed to be made for the well-being of everybody. So they should be followed, because otherwise there would be chaos. And of course it can be also harmful if you don't follow the regulations. However, only when the regulations are going to harm someone or yourself terribly, then either we should try to make it clear that the regulations need to be changed. Of course, it cannot be done immediately, obviously, and that's where the dilemma comes. But we must opt for having to change the regulations if it is unethical, if it is harmful to society, harmful to the individuals, then those regulations, we must try to change. And that is also our duty.
Yes.
Because regulations are made for the well-being of people. Of course, some are made with ulterior motives, but they're meant for the well-being of the people. And if it's becoming harmful to people, it must be brought to the attention of the people who make these regulations.
Thank you, Swamiji. And thankfully, we have regulator who is open to suggestion and changes regulation when
Yes.
they are presented with data.
Yeah.
The second challenge as businessmen we are facing, there is always cost pressure. You want to do X, but then the cost of doing that X is so high that you can't do exactly that. At the same time, if I want to win over a long period of time, I have to incur those costs and invest into it. How do I create that right balance where my business is profitable, it is good for customer, it helps me achieve my shorter term objectives of survival and growth, and yet keep me on the path of long-term prosperity for everyone? How do I create win-win situation for all stakeholders?
The problem is we always want to win, and everybody wants to win. But sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But very beautiful thought is that you have all this in your mind. Because some people will have only, say, their profit in their mind. Some people do have the customer satisfaction along with it. But to have a total picture of a win-win situation for everybody is a very noble thought. And if we keep that in our vision, we will find solutions. Because we find solutions to any difficulties or problems that we have. So if we keep that all in our mind, it's not immediately possible, but we will find solutions.
Swamiji, one final question. We are in the business of managing money. But to me, actually, I'm managing my investors' trust and confidence, because it's the trust that brings money to me. Now we operate in all parts of India. We have thousands of employees. How do I ensure that the person in the last leg also carries the same vision, same objective? Sometimes in that chain, we end up passing the message to the last man standing.
Definitely, when you've got so many, people that you work with. But the main thing is that you yourself are your greatest asset. You are the inspirer. You demonstrate it. It will filter in. As they start admiring you. In Bhagavad Gita, this beautiful psychology of human being, it is said, of leadership also, that yadyad acharati sreshtaha tattat devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadanuvartate. So whatever a great man or those who are at the helm of an organization or even a country or society, whatever they do, we don't realize that there are people who are observing, admiring, and what you admire, you imitate. So people will be doing it even without preaching, without saying anything. So what you demonstrate will be there. People will follow. Filter to everybody, it may not, but at least to the maximum it will. And if maximum is there, still we can be effective.
Thank you, Swamiji, so much.
Thank you for being here and for these lovely questions that people have a lot of
Yes.
dilemma about it.